Beloved chosen one, listen closely. Heaven has paused time itself to speak to you now. The winds of exposure are blowing, and every shadow that tried to swallow your light is being illuminated. You were never meant to remain hidden. God has been watching every silent battle, every tear you wiped away before anyone saw. You are not forgotten. You are being revealed. Those who whispered that you were finished are about to watch your rising, and nothing can stop what heaven has decreed. For too long, you have been walking through fire that others never saw. The isolation, the betrayal, the rejection, it all looked like loss, but in truth, it was consecration. You were not being buried, you were being planted. The soil that suffocated others became the ground of your divine growth. You stood when the winds of accusation blew against your name, when false words tried to twist your image. But God was there in every moment, documenting the truth that others ignored. Do not think this exposure is about revenge. No, it is about justice. It is the moment when the scales of heaven balance. What they meant for evil is now turning as evidence of your divine assignment. The same mouths that gossiped will speak your testimony. The same eyes that mocked will witness your elevation. The same hands that tried to block you will become proof that no man can stop what God ordains. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 37, verse 6. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, your justice like the noonday sun. You are walking into that moment now. God is lifting the veil. He is exposing what was hidden not to shame, but to reveal who truly stood with him. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was not punishment, it was preparation. You thought heaven was silent, but heaven was strategizing. You were in a divine classroom, learning faith that no storm could steal. And now, the assignment has shifted. Heaven says, step forward, chosen one, for your time has come. Those who plotted behind the scenes underestimated the one thing: they could never touch your anointing. They saw your weakness but never discerned your weapon. You are surrounded not by defeat, but by angels assigned to your destiny. Every word spoken against you is returning to its sender. Every trap laid in secret is collapsing by divine decree. You do not need to prove yourself. God himself is your vindication. The light you carry is not ordinary. It terrifies the darkness because it cannot be controlled. Your enemies may have thought they silenced you, but heaven was only quieting the noise so that the world could hear your next roar. Every injustice is now fuel for your promotion. God has set a stage, and your story will be his spotlight. You are not here to fit in, you are here to stand apart, to embody the glory of resilience, to prove that grace is stronger than betrayal. When they said you were forgotten, heaven was writing your comeback. Listen carefully. Your exposure will not come through anger, but through glory. God's judgment is not only the fall of the wicked, but the rise of the righteous. Those who tried to destroy you will see the evidence of the one truth they could not erase: God was with you. They touched your name, but they could not touch your calling. They tried to curse what was already blessed. And now, the divine reversal begins, as the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the revelation awaits an appointed time, though it lingers. Wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. The time has come. The revelation is unfolding. The hand of God is pulling back every curtain. What was whispered in the dark is about to be shouted from the rooftops. The shame you endured will become the stage for your restoration. Every tear you cried is being collected as testimony. You are not a victim of betrayal. You are a vessel of vindication. This message reaches you not by coincidence, but by divine appointment. You were meant to hear this now. The heavens have been waiting for your agreement, for your yes. This is not the moment to shrink back. It is the moment to rise. Speak life again. Breathe again. Step forward into the light. The same God who saw you in the valley is calling you to the mountain. The exposure is not your ending, it is your unveiling. Now, chosen one, if this message resonates in your spirit, take a moment of faith. Like, share, and subscribe so this word can reach others who need it. You are part of something greater, a movement of divine awakening. Type in the comments below this prophetic Act 777, the number of divine completion and perfect judgment. Let heaven and earth witness your agreement that the time of exposure has come, and your vindication is near. They thought you were finished. They looked at your pain and mistook it for defeat. They saw the storm you were in and assumed it would drown you. They believed the silence around you meant God had abandoned you. But chosen one, what they did not understand is that silence was divine strategy. When it looked like everything collapsed, heaven was rebuilding you from the inside out. Every disappointment was a disguise for destiny. Every betrayal was a setup for transformation. You were never meant to stay broken. God allowed certain doors to close because what waited behind them was not your blessing but your destruction. They celebrated when you fell because they thought you would never rise again. They pointed and whispered, saying, "See, it's over for them." But God was not finished with your story. He was rewriting it, preparing a new chapter that would silence every false word. When they tried to bury your name, they didn't realize they were planting a seed. The soil of your suffering became the womb of your resurrection. You walked through rejection, but rejection became your redirection. You lost people, but heaven filled the void with divine presence. You walked alone, but that isolation was sacred. It was there that God whispered identity into your bones. You became stronger in the shadows, wiser in the wilderness, and more dangerous to darkness because of what you survived. Every wound they inflicted became a portal for revelation. Every scar you carry now glows with evidence that you are chosen. The pain they mocked is the proof of your power. The tears that fell in secret were seen by the eyes of eternity. God collected them as a record of endurance, and now the scales of justice begin to move. You are no longer in the waiting season, you are in the revealing season. Do you remember those moments when you questioned if any of it had purpose? The nights when sleep would not come, when you stared at the ceiling wondering why God allowed certain betrayals. Heaven was silent not because you were forsaken, but because you were being fortified. You were in the forge, and the fire that tried to destroy you was refining you for kingship. You were not weak, you were being weaponized. There were nights when your heart screamed, but your voice would not. You wanted to give up, but something unexplainable kept you breathing. That something was divine strength wrapping around your spirit, whispering, "Not yet. You will rise again. Even your breaking was part of your building." And now you understand those sleepless nights were sacred encounters. Each tear was a prayer, each silence an instruction. Heaven was shaping your endurance, teaching you how to hear God in the absence of applause. You were never forgotten. You were being fashioned into unshakable purpose. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Genesis, chapter 50 to verse 20. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Those words echo through your story even now. The harm, the lies, the manipulation, they were real. But heaven's intent overruled their intent. What they used to wound you became the very thing that awakened your authority. You do not come out of this season the same. You come out glowing with divine resilience. You come out carrying wisdom forged through affliction. The pit they threw you into has become your pulpit. The ridicule they hurled at you has become your revelation. Understand this: the moment they gave up on you was the moment heaven picked up your name. The second they counted you out, the angels were dispatched to count you in. The humiliation was necessary so that your elevation could not be mistaken for human favor. It had to be divine. You are the living proof that grace reverses verdicts. You are the evidence that what dies in the natural can still rise in the supernatural. Now, those who once mocked will watch in silence, not because you have proven them wrong, but because God Himself will. He will make your life an open testimony of divine reversal. Every false story will collapse under the weight of truth. Every tongue that rose against you will choke on its own arrogance. You will not need to speak a word. The fruit of your restoration will do the talking. Heaven is not reacting to their cruelty. Heaven is fulfilling prophecy. The stage they used to shame you will become the altar of your vindication. You have been through too much to go back. You have seen too deeply to doubt again. The wilderness was not a curse, it was your classroom. And now, as you stand in the light of this moment, you realize that what was meant to destroy you actually revealed who you are. Chosen one. The end of that old chapter is not your failure, it is your foundation. You were not broken beyond repair. You were rebuilt beyond recognition. Those who thought they ended you will soon realize they introduced you to your real beginning. Heaven is lifting you now, not because of what you lost, but because of what you learned. You are stepping out of ashes carrying authority, and those who once mocked you will have no choice but to say, "Surely, the hand of God was upon them." Chosen one. There has been a secret war around your name, a war not fought with swords or bullets, but with whispers, with envy, with silent schemes in the dark. People smiled in your face while sharpening daggers behind your back. They spoke your name not to bless it, but to bury it. And yet, you stand, not because you were untouched, but because heaven shielded you even when you didn't know there was a battle being waged. This was never just about people. It was about powers and principalities that saw your potential. The darkness knew that if you ever recognized who you truly were, you would become unstoppable. So they used people, friends, family, even those you trusted to discourage you, to silence your fire, to make you believe you were ordinary. But you were never ordinary. You were marked, sealed, and set apart. You wondered why the attacks were so relentless, why jealousy came from those you helped, why lies were told about things you never did. It was spiritual. Every rumor was an attempt to assassinate your confidence. Every betrayal was meant to break your voice, as the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This war was never about personalities, it was about principalities. The attacks were evidence of your calling, not the absence of it. You were not under punishment. You were under pressure because heaven was preparing you for influence. Every time someone betrayed you, heaven upgraded your discernment. Every time someone lied, heaven expanded your authority. You were being trained in warfare by experience. The reason the opposition came so hard is because you carry something that shifts atmospheres. Your presence alone disrupts darkness. The light in you exposes hidden motives, and people bound by jealousy can't stand to see that reflection. But don't grow bitter. Bitterness will only chain you to what tried to destroy you. Release it. God is your defender, your vindicator, your shield. Do you feel that trembling in your spirit right now? That's heaven whispering. Enough. The tables are turning. The secret conversations against you are being exposed. The traps are being reversed. Those who used your kindness as weakness will soon watch your name rise higher than they imagined. Not because you fought back, but because you didn't. Your silence was your sword. Your restraint was your revenge. Heaven has seen the false accusations, the manipulation, the spiritual sabotage. You don't need to respond, you need only to remain aligned. God is saying, be still, I will make it right. When He vindicates, no one can argue. When He elevates, no one can interfere. And soon, the same mouths that spoke lies will be forced to speak truth. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 19. They will fight against you but will not overcome you. For I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. You see, chosen one, you were never fighting alone. Even when you felt outnumbered, heaven's army was surrounding you. The reason you survived attacks that should have destroyed you is because you were covered. Angels walked into rooms before you arrived. Grace blocked what you didn't even see coming. The hand of God intercepted plots before they reached you. Now, every hidden enemy is being unmasked. Every dark alliance is being dismantled. You are not crazy for sensing tension in the spirit, you are discerning the shift. God is bringing light to every lie. Those who pretended to love you for what you could give will be removed, and those meant to stand with you in truth will remain. This cleansing is painful, but it is necessary. You cannot step into your next season with contaminated connections. Understand, this exposure is not destruction, it is deliverance. God is not trying to embarrass anyone. He is trying to free you from the weight of deceit. The pain of being misunderstood was the price of becoming unmanipulable. What hurt you taught you wisdom. What betrayed you taught you discernment. What left you empty made room for authenticity. So now, chosen one, take a deep breath. The war around your name is ending, and you don't have to defend yourself anymore. The truth is already fighting for you. Let every false word fall powerless to the ground. Let every evil intent crumble under the weight of divine justice. You will not need to shout your innocence. Your elevation will speak louder than any accusation ever could. And as you stand in the aftermath of this secret war, remember, you are not broken, you are built. You are not defeated, you are destined. This exposure is not punishment, it is positioning. Heaven is clearing your path, preparing a stage for what comes next. Stay pure, stay humble, stay ready. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement, type these words in the comments I rise. When you write it, you are declaring that no lie, no curse, no betrayal will ever bury your name again. You are speaking resurrection over your purpose and finality over every false story. Heaven recognizes your declaration, and so does hell. Heaven recorded every word. Chosen one. Every whisper spoken in secret rooms, every plan designed to discredit you, every false conversation meant to poison your reputation, none of it escaped the ears of God. You thought no one saw what happened behind closed doors, but heaven was there. Angels were present when lies were crafted, when deceit was sown, when manipulation tried to twist the truth. You kept your silence not because you didn't care, but because your spirit knew God had already taken notes. They thought their actions were hidden. They thought darkness could conceal them. But there is no place where truth does not eventually shine. Heaven keeps records not for gossip, but for justice. Every word of betrayal has been written in the divine archives, and the pages are turning now. The time of exposure draws near, not because you seek revenge, but because divine order demands balance. You endured what others could not, because your heart refused to retaliate. You could have defended yourself, But the Spirit told you, "Be still." You could have spoken up, but heaven said, "Wait." That silence was not weakness, it was wisdom. God was allowing those who accused you to finish writing their own story before He revealed the ending. The trap they set for you has become the evidence of their own corruption. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew in chapter 12, verse 36. "But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. Every word spoken in hate, whispered in envy, spread in secret has been weighed, and now the scales tip. The same mouths that uttered falsehoods will soon speak confession. The same voices that tried to destroy your image will be silenced by truth itself. God does not forget, He records. And those divine records are never erased. You were being tested, not for destruction but for promotion. Your endurance under false accusation became your qualification for greater authority. While others wasted their breath speaking lies, you invested your silence in trust. That trust built an altar in heaven, and now the fire of vindication is descending upon it. You do not need to raise your voice. Heaven is raising it for you. There were nights you replayed the pain in your mind, wondering how people you loved could turn so cold. You wondered why God didn't stop them. But He did, just not in the way you expected. He let them go far enough to reveal their hearts, but not far enough to ruin yours. The exposure that's coming is not meant to destroy them, it's meant to clear your name. Justice does not always look like vengeance, it often looks like revelation. Every conversation, every plot, every message spoken against you has been preserved in the vaults of eternity. Heaven is the perfect witness. There are things you don't need to explain, because heaven will do the explaining. The same God who wrote in the dust before the accusers in John's Gospel still writes today. When His finger moves, every lie collapses. And while others built networks of deceit, you built intimacy with God. You learned that reputation built by people can be destroyed by rumor, but identity built by God is untouchable. They thought they could erase your influence, but they only refined it. Their attempts to silence you trained your voice to carry power. Their betrayal deepened your roots, and your faith became immovable. Chosen one. There is a peace that comes when you realize you don't need to defend yourself anymore. The truth will always outlive the lie. Those who lied about you are already haunted by their own words. Conviction is a quiet storm, and it always visits before judgment. Let them face what they created. You, meanwhile, continue walking in light. Your focus must remain forward. God will handle what's behind you. Heaven's justice is not delayed, it is precise. It comes when the story is complete, when the purpose of your pain has matured. You may not see everything unfold at once, but trust this, the record is perfect, and the timing is divine. The same God who saw Joseph thrown into a pit is the same God watching you now. He never forgets what was spoken against the innocent. So walk with quiet confidence. Let truth be your armor. You are not the victim of slander, you are the vessel of vindication. Every false report has an expiration date, and it's approaching fast. Those who thought they could define your narrative will soon witness how God rewrites it. When heaven reveals, no one can conceal. Remember this, what is whispered in darkness always echoes in light. And when that light shines, your name will be restored, your peace will return, and your story will speak louder than any rumor ever could. Heaven has already decided your vindication will not be private. It will be visible, undeniable, and divinely timed. The tables turn suddenly. Chosen one. One moment you were standing in ashes, wondering how everything fell apart. The next, You begin to sense a divine stirring in the atmosphere, a shift you can't quite explain. It's as if heaven has reached down and flipped the board of life itself. The pieces are moving differently now. The ones who once seemed ahead are losing their grip, and the one who was overlooked you has just been positioned for revelation. This is the mysterious way of God. He allows delay so that his timing can be unmistakable. The same stones that were thrown at you are now becoming the foundation beneath your feet. What was meant to shame you will soon serve as evidence of your elevation. The valley you wept in yesterday will become the garden you will harvest from tomorrow, according to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 8. The righteous person is rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. This is that rescue. Quiet, sudden, divine. Like a tide that changes without warning. You will wake one morning and realize the pain no longer has power over you. The heaviness that once clung to your spirit will fall off like dust in the rain. The weight of false judgment, the anxiety of waiting for vindication, it will all dissolve in the light of new beginnings. But listen carefully. When the tables turn, it won't just change your surroundings, it will test your heart. Will you gloat over those who hurt you? Or will you rise above them? The greater the elevation, the deeper the humility required to sustain it. Do not let pride enter where purity once lived. God did not lift you to mock your enemies. He lifted you to magnify his mercy. Picture it this way: your life is a tapestry. The dark threads, your trials, your betrayals seemed random when viewed up close. But now heaven turns the fabric around and you finally see the pattern. It was never chaos, it was choreography. Every pain was a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your destiny. And when people see the finished work, they will not praise the canvas, they will glorify the artist. You will see them again, the same ones who spoke your name in mockery. But something in you will have changed. The bitterness will be gone. You will see them not as enemies, but as teachers who unknowingly trained you for strength. They meant harm. Heaven meant healing. You will bless them quietly, knowing their rejection was your redirection. The tables turn suddenly, and not only for your vindication, but for your expansion. Doors that were welded shut will swing open as if they never resisted. Opportunities that once ignored you will now come looking for you. Where you were once disqualified, you will now be desired. It will feel surreal at first, but remember, you were never unworthy. The timing was simply incomplete. In this moment of divine reversal, take a breath and look around you. Notice how the winds of life begin to shift in your favor. Notice how peace starts to return where confusion once lived. You are standing at the edge of answered prayer. The famine of the past is giving way to a harvest beyond imagination. And chosen one, when that abundance begins to flow, do not be afraid to share it. Just as rivers feed the fields around them, let your overflow nurture others. The blessing was never meant to stop with you. It was meant to flow through you. When you pour out from your gratitude, heaven keeps refilling your cup. If this message speaks to the deep parts of your soul, take a quiet moment to respond in faith. Like a gentle ripple in water, small actions carry power, like share or subscribe, not for attention, but as an act of agreement with the flow of divine justice moving through your life. And if your heart feels led to donate, know that every seed sown into this ministry becomes part of the story heaven is writing through you. You are not giving away. You are planting into good soil. Imagine a lamp burning in the dark. It doesn't hoard its light, it shares it freely, brightening every corner it touches. Your support, your comment, your share, your giving is that light. It tells heaven, I believe in what you are doing here. It connects your faith to countless others walking through the same valley you once knew. So as the tables turn and justice unfolds, remember every moment of support, every whisper of prayer, every act of kindness is another candle lit in a dark world. Together, we are not just watching a move of God, we are part of it. The night is ending, dawn is rising, and your story, chosen one, is about to shine brighter than ever before. There is a hidden anointing within you. Chosen one, an oil that the world tried to contaminate but could not touch. They saw your potential and grew jealous. They tried to label you, limit you, silence you, but they didn't know what heaven had sealed inside of you. You were chosen long before they ever spoke against you. The oil upon your life was poured by God's own hand, and no human hand can erase it. You have carried that anointing through storms, heartbreaks, betrayals, and disappointments. And even when you doubted yourself, the oil never left. You are marked. You are set apart. You are heaven's secret weapon wrapped in human flesh. Every challenge you faced was designed not to destroy you, but to stir that hidden oil within you. The pressure you felt was not punishment, it was preparation. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 89, verse 20. I have found David my servant. With my sacred oil I have anointed him. The same Spirit that anointed David in obscurity anoints you now in silence. The same God who saw David overlooked in the field saw you overlooked in the crowd. And just like David, you are about to be called out from the background into visibility. The time of hiding is ending. The anointing that was tested in the wilderness is about to be displayed before kings. But understand this, your anointing has a fragrance. It cannot be hidden. It attracts both favor and warfare. Some people are drawn to your light because they recognize it. Others are drawn because they want to extinguish it. This is why your circle has changed. The oil on your life exposes intentions and it reveals hearts. It draws truth from the shadows. You may have wondered why people you loved walked away or turned cold. It wasn't always betrayal, it was separation by divine design. God saw what you could not. He knew their presence would dilute your purpose. So he allowed distance, not as rejection, but as redirection. You are being positioned among those who recognize your oil, not those who resent it. Chosen one, the anointing you carry cannot be copied. Imitations may arise, but the difference is always revealed in the fire. When others mimic your calling, they may reproduce your words but never your power. Because power does not come from performance, it comes from purity. Your oil flows from your obedience, your consistency, and your tears. Every prayer you prayed in secret watered the field of your future. Every lonely night was pressing olives into oil. Do not despise the crushing, it was necessary. Oil only flows when something is pressed. What you thought was breaking you was actually birthing what would carry you. The pressure was divine certification. It proved that you could be trusted with glory, that you could hold power without pride, influence without corruption. That is why the attacks against you intensified. The enemy always fights what he fears, as was proclaimed in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 2, verse 21. Those who cleanse themselves from the latter will be instruments for special purposes, made holy, useful to the master, and prepared to do any good work. You are that instrument. Heaven has refined you, purified you, set you apart. The oil within you is now ready to be poured out. It will heal the broken, awaken the weary, and remind others that God still chooses the overlooked. Your story is not about survival, it's about revival. The anointing you carry will speak for you in rooms your voice has never entered. So when you step into this next season, step with awareness. You are not just walking. You are walking as one carrying sacred fragrance. Everything you touch will shift, Every place you stand will become a doorway of divine presence. You are not like the rest, and that difference will no longer be hidden. You have been prepared in private for a purpose that will be public. Remember, though the oil must remain pure, guard your spirit, stay humble, keep your heart soft even when success tries to harden it. You do not need to announce your anointing, it will announce you. You do not need to prove your worth. Heaven already declared it. Now the Spirit whispers. The time of pouring has come. What was cultivated in obscurity will now overflow. You are entering a season where your oil will speak louder than your history. Every room you walk into will feel it. Every soul connected to you will sense it. You are the vessel heaven has chosen to carry this glory into a world starving for light. And as a prophetic act of alignment, type the number 444 in the comments below. That number represents divine foundation, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit establishing your path. When you type it, you are saying, I agree with heaven's timing. I protect my oil. I walk in divine purpose. Let the world know, not through your words but through your walk, that the anointing on your life is unstoppable, incorruptible, and undeniable. There comes a moment, chosen one, when God says, enough. Heaven has a line that cannot be crossed, a threshold that separates mercy from judgment. For a long time, God allowed certain things to continue not because he was blind, but because he was patient. His mercy gave people time to repent, to correct what they did against you. But the patience of heaven is not endless, and the voice of justice has now risen. You have endured in silence, and heaven has watched it all. The late-night tears, the false accusations, the betrayal that broke your heart, none of it was ignored. There comes a point when even mercy steps back and allows justice to move forward. And that moment is now. You are standing in the hour where heaven begins to intervene directly. The things that seemed unbalanced will soon find divine order, as the voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 13. Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. Those words are not distant history, they are a living prophecy for you. The Egyptians of your past, the fears, the abusers, the manipulators, the hidden enemies are reaching the end of their authority. God has tolerated their mockery long enough. Now he rises, not in wrath toward you, but in defense of you. Every injustice is being revisited. Every tear has become evidence in the courts of heaven. When God says enough, everything begins to shift. Doors that were once locked will break open without your effort. People who plotted against you will suddenly be removed from positions they used to control. Systems built to silence you will begin to collapse. What felt like endless opposition will fall apart overnight. The same wind that once resisted you will now carry you forward. You may not feel prepared for this change, it will happen quickly. But that's how divine justice works. It comes like a sudden storm, washing away what was never meant to remain. The flood of truth exposes the hidden roots of corruption, the false friendships, the manipulative alliances, the voices that pretended to speak for God but served themselves. All of it will be uncovered. Do not fear what falls apart. It is making space for what must rise. The judgment of God is not chaos, it is cleansing. It is the sweeping hand that clears the table for something pure. And while the shaking begins, you must hold still. Stand where you are. Let the winds blow. Let the noise happen. You are not meant to run from this moment, you are meant to witness it. The same God who parted the Red Sea for Moses is parting the obstacles before you. But this time, the water will not just open for escape, it will close to protect your future. What chased you in the last season will not cross over with you. There are people and habits and memories that cannot enter the next phase of your destiny. Their time in your story is done. When God says enough, it is both an ending and a beginning. The ending of manipulation, of cycles that repeated for years, of prayers that seemed unanswered, and the beginning of fresh peace, supernatural order, and divine recompense. This is where God begins to settle the accounts. The pain you endured becomes the currency of your promotion. The weight you carried becomes the evidence of your strength. Heaven is not punishing, it is positioning. Justice is never about destruction, it is about restoration. The very areas where you were wronged will now be the same areas where you are rewarded. God will not only remove what hurt you, He will replace it with something that honors you. For every false word, there will be a testimony. For every delay, a double portion. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 7. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in Him. This is the refuge you are walking into now. The storm is not coming for you, it is coming for what was holding you back. You are covered. You are protected. You are being moved forward under divine order. The same winds that strike others will carry you safely to the next shore. Take this moment not as a time to fear, but as a time to exhale. You have waited long for heaven's intervention, and now it is here. Stand still. Chosen one, watch how swiftly God turns the tables. The ones who once stood over you will soon stand amazed by you. And when the dust settles, you will not only see justice, you will see peace. When God says enough, His word cannot be reversed. Your silence was strategic. Chosen one. You didn't realize it at first, you only knew you were tired of explaining yourself to people who had already decided not to understand you. You stopped defending what was pure to ears that preferred poison. You grew quiet, not because you had nothing to say, but because heaven told you, be still. And that stillness became your strongest weapon. There were moments when you wanted to speak, when every part of you burned to tell the truth, to correct the lies, to confront the betrayal. Yet something inside you whispered, not now. That whisper wasn't fear, it was divine restraint. God was guarding your words because your silence was a trap for your enemies. The louder they spoke, the more they revealed their hearts. The quieter you became, the more heaven prepared your vindication. Silence has a language of its own. It speaks patience when the world expects rage. It speaks trust when others panic. It says, my confidence is in God, not in my voice. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was warfare. You waged battle by refusing to feed chaos with your energy. You let heaven do what your words could never accomplish. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 35. It is mine to avenge. I will repay. In due time their foot will slip. Their day of disaster is near and their doom rushes upon them. Those words carried you, even when you didn't know it. While others fought in the open, heaven fought for you in secret. The people who thought your silence meant defeat were mistaken. It was divine strategy. Every moment you held your peace, God was recording evidence, building a case, and arranging your breakthrough. The courtroom of heaven is never rushed, but it is always right. The silence you kept protected your destiny from contamination. If you had spoken too soon, you would have been arguing on a level beneath your calling. You are not meant to wrestle with gossip, you are meant to rise above it. The lion does not respond to barking dogs, it just keeps walking until the noise fades behind it. You did exactly what heaven instructed, you kept walking. That walk wasn't easy. Silence can be heavy. especially when your heart screams for justice. But remember, Jesus too stood silent before his accusers. He didn't defend himself before Pilate. He let truth prove itself in resurrection. The same Spirit that sustained him sustained you. Your silence was an echo of divine strength, not surrender. In your quietness, heaven trained your perception. You began to see people differently. Their words revealed who they were. Their absence revealed who truly cared. And though your silence cost you certain connections, it preserved your crown. Every person who walked away was part of the pruning. Every conversation you didn't have saved you from unnecessary scars. There is a deep kind of authority that only comes from those who have been falsely accused and chose peace over pride. That's the power resting on you now. You learned to be still when every part of your flesh wanted to speak. You learned that truth doesn't need defending, it needs time, and that time has come. Your silence was not the end of your story. It was the prelude to your unveiling. The same mouths that gossiped will now have to watch your elevation in silence. The same hands that pointed at your failures will soon clap for your victory, though they will not understand how it happened. But you will know it happened because you trusted God when you could have trusted your own voice. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 15. In quietness and trust is your strength. That verse defines your journey. While others ran to defend themselves, you found refuge in stillness. That stillness became strength. It allowed you to hear heaven clearly, to know when to move and when to wait. And now that the waiting season is ending, your silence is transforming into sound that carries weight, authority, and grace. God is about to speak on your behalf. And when he does, his word will travel farther than any rumor ever could. You won't have to chase validation. Validation will find you. You won't have to demand apology. The truth itself will become your vindication. Every wrong word spoken in darkness will be confronted by your light. So, chosen one, hold your peace a little longer. The orchestra of heaven is tuning for your next movement. The silence you've lived in was not emptiness. It was preparation. You are about to speak again, but this time, your voice will carry fire. Every word will carry purpose, and every breath will carry peace. Remember, when heaven instructs silence, it is never for humiliation, it is for elevation. And when heaven finally releases your voice, the world will know that it was not you who stayed quiet out of fear, it was God who silenced you out of protection. The moment he says speak, every lie will crumble under the sound of truth. Your silence was never wasted. It was sacred when it was divine. It was victory disguised as stillness. Vindication is coming before the same eyes that watched you fall. Chosen one, the very ones who mocked your pain, who whispered your name in gossip, who doubted your faith and your worth, they will witness what heaven is about to do in your life. God has chosen not to vindicate you in private, but in public. He will prepare a table for you, not in the absence of your enemies, but right in front of them. When God restores, he doesn't do it quietly. His justice speaks loudly, not through vengeance, but through victory. You are walking into a season where your success will speak for itself. You won't need to explain how you survived, you'll simply live in the evidence of grace. Those who laughed at your tears will hear joy in your laughter. Those who dismissed your prayers will see the power of the one who heard them. As was written in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. The overflow is not just symbolic, it is literal. God is about to elevate you beyond human comprehension. Your name, once used as a punchline, will now be spoken with reverence. This is not arrogance, it is fulfillment. The same ground where you were rejected will become the soil of your recognition. The same mouths that cursed you will testify that God was with you all along. Do not let bitterness corrupt this moment. Your vindication is not for revenge, it is for revelation. God is not exposing your enemies to humiliate them, but to highlight His faithfulness to you. The purpose of this season is not to prove them wrong, it's to prove God right. The focus must remain on gratitude, not gloating. You are not returning to old battles, you are stepping into divine reward. For every tear, there is now compensation. For every loss, there is restoration. For every wound, there is wisdom. The broken pieces of your past are now fitting together into a pattern of redemption. The hands that once trembled in pain will now lift in praise. You will stand tall again, not because of your own strength, but because heaven has placed its hand beneath your spirit and said, "Rise." The world will see the difference in your glow. It won't be wealth or fame that sets you apart, it will be peace. That quiet, undeniable peace that radiates from someone who has been touched by divine justice. You'll walk into rooms with the grace of someone who has nothing to prove and everything to offer. Your presence will shift atmospheres, not because of what you say, but because of what you carry. Chosen one, this is your vindication season. Do not rush it. Let God finish what He started. He is arranging the moment when everything hidden becomes visible. You will not need to point fingers or tell stories. Truth will do it for you. The same mouths that denied you will announce your blessing. The same voices that called you crazy will say, "Surely the Lord was with them." The ancient words recorded in Romans, chapter 8, verse 31, still echo today: if God is for us, who can be against us? And that's the truth that will stand when everything else falls. Every lie that tried to bind you is breaking. Every tongue that rose against you is silenced. Every obstacle that delayed you is dissolving. You are not returning to where you were, you are advancing into who you were always meant to be. Now look around at your life and see how it's changing. The peace you feel is not random, it's the first wave of restoration. The blessings beginning to find you are not luck, they are divine timing catching up with your obedience. Everything that was withheld is being released in abundance. When the miracle unfolds, remember this. It was never about your name being cleared. It was about God's name being glorified through you. That's why He waited until everyone doubted. That's why He let them walk away. So that when vindication came, no one could say it was your doing, it had to be God. And now, as a prophetic act of faith, type these words in the comments: I stand redeemed. Write it boldly. Let it echo through the heavens. You're not just typing words, you're declaring a reality. You are proclaiming that shame no longer defines you. That truth has replaced accusation, that vindication has arrived. You are saying, I am proof that God keeps His promises. So stand, chosen one. Stand in the light of justice. Stand in the glow of grace. And let every eye that once looked down on you now see what it means when heaven fights for its own. Judgment and reward are now intertwined. Chosen one. The same hand that strikes injustice also lifts the righteous. God is not only settling accounts, He is releasing blessings in the same breath. While some are being exposed for their deceit, others, like you, are being revealed for their endurance. You are walking into the rare season where divine judgment and divine promotion unfold together, and your life stands at the very center of that shift. At first, this moment may feel confusing. You'll see things fall apart around you and wonder why God allows such shaking. But this is the rhythm of heaven. Uprooting and replanting happen in the same field. Judgment clears the soil. Reward sows new seed. You cannot have one without the other. When God tears down corruption, He also builds up restoration. And though the shaking feels violent, it is sacred, like a farmer striking the ground to awaken hidden roots. God disturbs the comfortable so that buried life can rise. Every disruption is divine cultivation. The soil of your past is being turned, softened, prepared to receive new seeds that can finally grow without suffocating. This is why you must not resist the shaking. A seed cannot sprout without the cracking of its shell. The breaking you feel is not death, it's birth. You are being expanded beyond what your old season could contain. The roots of destiny are stretching deeper, anchoring you for fruit that will endure every storm yet to come. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 7, "Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion, and instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance." This is the divine exchange happening now. Every insult becomes an investment. Every wound becomes a window for glory. The things you thought were endings were actually thresholds. God uses the same soil that buried you to grow your next season. What was once your battlefield will become your vineyard. Think of a forest after a wildfire. To the untrained eye, it looks destroyed ashes, smoke, silence. But to nature, that destruction is cleansing. It burns away disease. It prepares the ground for fresh growth. That is what God is doing in your story. The fire you endured wasn't sent to destroy you. It was sent to remove what could not go with you into destiny. You are standing in the ashes of yesterday, and the first sprouts of tomorrow are already pushing through. That's the beauty of divine judgment. It never ends with loss. It ends with renewal. God is not just restoring what you had. He is multiplying it. What was stolen from you will return pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You will recognize His justice not by destruction, but by abundance. You have walked through a long night, but dawn always comes. The pain, the misunderstanding, the betrayal, it all becomes fuel for glory. The people who doubted you will soon see that God never forgot you. He watched your quiet faithfulness, your steadfast obedience, your choice to love when you could have hated. Now heaven is rewarding that posture. This is the moment to prepare your heart, not for battle, but for blessing. The rain of recompense is coming, and it will not drizzle, it will pour. Blessings will arrive unexpectedly, like waves colliding at once, carrying you forward faster than you thought possible. You may look around and barely recognize your life. That's how thorough the restoration will be. And as this transformation unfolds, remember to share your light. When the sun rises over your life, let its warmth extend beyond you. Like, share, and subscribe not as mere actions, but as echoes of gratitude. Each time you share, you scatter seeds of encouragement into someone else's soil. You never know who's walking through their midnight, waiting for a glimpse of your dawn. If your heart feels stirred to donate, let it come from the same place as your prayers, sincere, private, sacred. Giving is not a transaction, it's participation. It's like placing a candle beside a fire you add to the glow that guides others home. Your offering becomes a bridge for someone else's breakthrough. Heaven always honors that kind of generosity. Think of your support as a ripple in a vast ocean. The drop seems small, but the motion travels endlessly. What you do in faith multiplies far beyond what you see. You're not just supporting words, you're sustaining the movement of light through the dark corners of the earth. Every act of generosity is another torch lit in the hands of those still trying to find their way. Judgment and reward are not opposites. They are two sides of divine justice. One clears the way, the other fills it. One removes what was wrong, the other restores what is right. This is the balance of heaven, the perfect symmetry of mercy and truth, as was proclaimed in the Gospel of Luke on chapter 6. Verse 38, "Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap." That is your promise. When you give from the heart, heaven responds with overflow. When you share your faith, heaven multiplies your reach. When you lift your hands, heaven lifts your story. So as you step into this divine exchange, keep your spirit open. You are no longer waiting for vindication. You are walking in it. The same fire that refined you will now illuminate your path. The ashes beneath your feet are proof of what you've survived and what you're ready to receive. You are not standing in ruins, you are standing in revelation. The light breaking through your horizon is not coincidence, it's confirmation. Your judgment has passed. Your reward has arrived. No more counterfeits. Chosen one, the season of false alliances of people pretending to love you while secretly draining you is over. Heaven is cleaning the table of your connections, sweeping away those who looked loyal but were only lingering to benefit from your light. The separation you feel right now is not loss, it is liberation. God is removing imitation so the authentic can arrive. You have walked through seasons of confusion, wondering why people who once celebrated you suddenly shifted, why they became distant, cold, or unpredictable. You tried to fix what wasn't broken, to keep together what heaven was trying to tear apart. But God's mercy is often disguised as disconnection. When He sees that your purpose is at risk, He intervenes not to punish but to protect. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 18. "And you will again see the distinction between the righteous and the wicked, between those who serve God and those who do not." That distinction is happening now. You are seeing clearly for the first time. The fog of emotional attachment is lifting, and the masks around you are slipping. God is not revealing people to embarrass them. He is revealing them to educate you. The Spirit is saying, look closely so not everyone who smiles at you is safe for your destiny. Some connections were sent to drain, not to develop. Some friendships were never about love, they were about access. People attached themselves to your anointing without understanding its cost. They wanted the light without the labor, the crown without the cross. And when your favor didn't serve their agenda, their admiration turned into accusation. Do not mourn that loss. You are being pruned for power. Pruning always feels like subtraction, but it is preparation for multiplication. A tree that refuses to release dead branches cannot grow higher. Likewise, if you cling to counterfeits, you limit the flow of divine connection that is meant to bless you. Every goodbye right now is making room for the God-ordained that is coming. The cleansing of your circle is part of your calling. You cannot carry old spirits into new seasons. Jealousy cannot sit beside destiny. Pretenders cannot walk where purpose leads. God is protecting your oil by exposing the ones who would waste it. Some people loved your gift but despised your growth. They wanted you stagnant so they could stay superior. But heaven is promoting you beyond their reach. Think of your journey as gold being purified in fire. The flames reveal what is real and what is false. Impurities rise to the surface, not to shame the gold, but to strengthen it. That's what's happening in your relationships. The heat of testing is revealing true intentions. Those who remain after the fire are your real allies. Cherish them, for they are rare. It hurts. Yeah, you invested emotions, trust, and time into some of these connections. But remember, the heart that God heals becomes stronger than the one people broke. You are learning discernment, the divine ability to see beyond words into motives. You no longer respond to flattery, you respond to fruit. You've outgrown surface-level loyalty. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 16, "By their fruit you will recognize them." That is your guideline now. Watch fruit, not performance. Listen for peace, not promises. Real relationships in this next season will not drain you. They will water you. They will speak life into your purpose, not fear into your faith. The people God is sending are builders, not breakers. Do not chase anyone God has released. If they walk away, bless them. If they slander you, forgive them. The strength of the chosen is not in how they hold on, but in how they let go. Release is not rejection, it's refinement. The empty seats around you will soon be filled with those who were praying for someone like you, even while you were grieving those who left. The counterfeit season was necessary. It taught you discernment, humility, and boundaries. It showed you the value of peace over popularity, authenticity over acceptance. You no longer crave crowds, you crave truth. You understand now that divine alignment is better than human approval. You have learned that not all who walk with you are walking for you. The next part of your journey will require a smaller circle but a greater impact. Fewer voices, deeper connections, stronger foundations. God is surrounding you with those who carry similar fire, people who won't compete with your calling, but will complement it. The energy will shift, the conversations will deepen, and your purpose will accelerate. Chosen one, do not fear being misunderstood during this pruning. Those who are meant to stay will understand you even in your silence. Those who are not will misinterpret you even with explanations. Let it be. Your validation no longer comes from agreement, it comes from God's confirmation. Soon, when you look back, you'll see the pattern clearly. Every person who left was part of a divine equation, each subtraction making room for the right additions. And when the new circle gathers, when authenticity replaces imitation, you will realize God didn't take from you, He traded up. No more counterfeit. No more draining attachments. You are stepping into the era of divine alignment, where only truth can stay and only love can lead. There is a mark upon you. Chosen one, a seal that cannot be erased, an invisible signature of heaven declaring that you belong to the kingdom. You have been set apart, not by choice, but by calling. While others blend into the noise of the world, you carry a vibration that heaven recognizes instantly. It's the frequency of the chosen, the sound of divine distinction. You have felt it for years, the quiet knowing that you are different. The world tried to convince you that your sensitivity was weakness, that your compassion made you naive, that your vision was unrealistic. But God was shaping you through those very qualities. You were not made to fit in, you were made to stand out. The mark upon you is both an honor and a target. It draws the favor of heaven and the attention of darkness. Yet no attack can remove what God has sealed, as was spoken in the sacred texts of old. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 13, when you believed, you were marked in Him with a seal, the promised Holy Spirit. That seal is your spiritual signature. It's what makes doors open that others can't unlock. It's what protects you when chaos strikes others without warning. It's what causes favor to follow you. Even in unfamiliar places, you've been marked not for mediocrity, but for mission. Every challenge you faced was proof of that calling. Many have looked at your life and misunderstood your process. They saw seasons of loneliness and assumed abandonment. They saw trials and assumed punishment. But they didn't know that separation is the proof of consecration. When God marks someone, He also isolates them for preparation. The wilderness is not rejection, it's refinement. You were hidden because you were holy ground. Every time the enemy tried to touch your destiny, that invisible seal stood as a barrier. You may have felt the pressure, but it never broke you. The mark upon you carries divine authority. It's not a symbol, it's a covenant. Heaven recognizes it, angels honor it, and darkness fears it. You carry the emblem of eternity. Sometimes you've wondered, why do I attract so much spiritual warfare? Why me? It's because marked souls disturb darkness. You're not being attacked because you're weak, you're being targeted because you're powerful. The enemy only fights what threatens him. And your very existence, your faith, your persistence, they are threats to every system of darkness around you. But chosen one, you must also understand this: the mark doesn't only distinguish you in warfare, it distinguishes you in blessing. Doors others struggle to open will recognize your presence and swing wide. Opportunities that seemed out of reach will bow to divine timing. You will walk into rooms where your name has never been mentioned, yet people will feel they've been waiting for you. That's the mark working on your behalf. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 4, verse 3. Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. You are set apart. That means you cannot live like everyone else, talk like everyone else, or chase what everyone else does. You are called to a higher rhythm. The mark demands discipline. It asks you to guard your peace, to protect your purity, to nurture your connection with God. Because the mark is not decoration, it's identification. It tells heaven who you are and reminds hell who you belong to. This next season of your life will reveal the full strength of that seal. People will begin to notice the difference, even if they can't explain it. Some will be drawn to your light, others will distance themselves, feeling uncomfortable in the presence of your conviction. Don't take it personally. Oil and water don't mix. You were designed to carry a holy frequency that naturally repels what isn't aligned. When you walk through storms, the mark becomes your umbrella. When you face opposition, it becomes your armor. When you doubt yourself, it becomes your reminder you are chosen. Nothing can unmark what heaven has marked. Now, as an act of faith and recognition, type the number 505 in the comments below. That number symbolizes divine grace and transformation, the triple echo of heaven's favor over your life. When you write it, you're saying, I acknowledge my seal. I accept my difference. I walk boldly in my divine identity. Let that number stand as your declaration. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. You are heaven's evidence that purpose always outlives pain. Walk with confidence, chosen one. The mark upon you is not a burden, it's a beacon. It draws everything meant for you and repels everything that is not. The world will soon see what heaven has known all along, that you were never random, never misplaced, never overlooked. You were marked, you were chosen, you were sent. The weight of glory descends. Chosen one. You have carried burdens that others could not bear. And now heaven is exchanging that weight for something divine. The same pressure that nearly crushed you was never meant to destroy, it was meant to transform. The invisible heaviness on your chest, the exhaustion in your soul, the tears that fell like quiet rain in the night, all of it was the shaping of glory. God was molding you into a vessel that could contain more light than pain. There is a mystery in how heaven operates. Before it crowns, it crushes. Before it promotes, it presses. Just as grapes must be pressed to release their sweetest wine, your life had to undergo pressure so that the fragrance of purpose could be released. Every disappointment, every delay, every betrayal was part of the process that purified your heart. You were being refined in fire so that the gold within you could shine without corruption. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 12. And after the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. That whisper is what you are beginning to hear now. The chaos is ending. The shaking is quieting. And in the stillness, heaven speaks softly. It is time. The gentle voice you feel stirring in your spirit isn't your imagination. It's the confirmation that you have survived the fire. You are stepping out of the season of survival and into the era of shining. You may have thought, why must it be so hard? Why does everything I touch seem to demand sacrifice, but the greater the glory, the greater the crushing? God trusted you with pressure because He knew it wouldn't kill you, it would crown you. The strength that was forged in the struggle is now the foundation of your authority. You have reached the moment when the unseen process begins to reveal visible fruit. Others may think your success came suddenly, but heaven knows the years it took, the lonely nights, the broken trust, the silent prayers, the moments when you almost gave up but decided to breathe one more time. Those moments became oil. That oil now drips from your spirit, shimmering with grace that cannot be counterfeited. The weight of glory is not always loud. Sometimes it appears in quiet confidence, in peace that doesn't make sense, in strength that can't be explained. It is not pride, it is presence. You carry the echo of heaven in your footsteps now. Wherever you go, atmospheres shift, hearts soften, darkness retreats. You are no longer just a survivor, you are a carrier of divine glory. Understand, this glory doesn't make you untouchable. It makes you responsible. The more light you carry, the more humility you must embody to do. True greatness bows lower, not higher. You have seen enough to know that crowns are heavy because they are made of thorns before they shine with gold. That humility is what will preserve you when success arrives. The weight of glory also means a new sensitivity to heaven. You'll start feeling divine nudges more clearly, sensing when to speak and when to be silent, when to move and when to wait. Your discernment is sharper now, your vision cleaner. The fog that once blurred your purpose has lifted. You no longer chase validation, you chase alignment. Every burden you carried was a rehearsal for this. The compassion you now feel for others who are broken is deeper because you know what breaking feels like. You don't just carry light, you carry understanding. And that empathy will draw others to you, not because of your perfection, but because of your authenticity. Glory does not erase your scars, it illuminates them. Each scar becomes a story, each bruise a reminder of resurrection. The world will see your strength, but heaven will see your scars and say, they are ready. Because only those who have bled for truth can carry glory without abusing it. Now you walk differently. The pace is slower, the steps deliberate, the gaze higher. You've learned not to rush what God builds. You understand that divine timing is never late, that miracles mature in silence before they manifest in sight. You've become patient, steady, unshakable, chosen one. The heaviness you once cursed is now your crown. The pain that once humbled you has become your platform. You are glowing with the residue of heaven, and every step you take releases that fragrance into the world. People will notice something different about you. They won't know what it is, but their spirits will feel it. It's not charisma, it's glory. So carry it with grace. Let your humility be as loud as your victory. Let your light speak louder than your words. You are the living proof that pressure does not destroy the chosen, it defines them. The weight of glory has descended, and it will never lift again. It will guide, protect, and crown you for the rest of your days. Fire burns in the camp of the enemy. Chosen one, What once surrounded you with fear is now trembling under the authority of God's justice. Heaven has drawn a line in the spiritual realm, and everything that lifted its hand against you is now feeling the weight of divine recompense. What they thought they did in secret, heaven is now confronting in open light. The invisible war you fought in silence is shifting in your favor. You may not see flames with your eyes, but you will sense the heat in the spirit. Every curse spoken against you is being reversed. Every weapon forged in darkness is melting in the fire of God's presence. This is not revenge. It is the manifestation of divine law. What is sown must be reaped. What was planted in evil will now harvest judgment. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 5, "And I myself will be a wall of fire around it, declares the Lord, and I will be its glory within." You chosen one are that city surrounded by divine flame. The fire that protects you is the same fire that purifies everything around you. It burns away what cannot stay, exposes what cannot hide, and clears what cannot follow. The fire of God does not discriminate. It consumes all that stands in opposition to His will. You once feared this fire, thinking it would destroy what little you had left. But the Spirit now reveals the truth. The fire was never against you. It was for you. It was burning away attachments that would have anchored you to defeat. The flames that frightened you were actually angels of purification. God was cleansing your atmosphere, removing the residue of old pain, and sealing you in protection. Fire in the camp of the enemy means that divine order is returning. Those who lied about you will face truth they cannot escape. Those who tried to control your destiny will lose control of their own. Those who mocked your faith will watch their confidence crumble. This is not cruelty, it is consequence. The universe bends toward justice because its creator designed it that way. Still, your heart must remain tender. Do not rejoice in their downfall. Rejoice in your deliverance. Mercy is still your inheritance. Let the fire do its work without bitterness. The same flames that bring judgment to them are still refining you. If your heart remains humble, the fire will pass over you and strengthen you even more. You have entered the season where no spell, no curse, no deceitful plan can cross the threshold of your peace. The fire of God now guards every entrance to your life. What once entered easily fear, confusion, betrayal will now find a wall of light blocking its way. You are surrounded by protection so fierce that darkness cannot even approach. When you pray, the ground shakes. When you speak, the air changes. That is what happens when heaven's fire dwells within you. You are no longer just a believer, you are a burning vessel, carrying the same flame that fell upon the disciples in the upper room. It is a fire of purity, of revelation, of unshakable strength. Understand this fire is not gentle, but it is just. It will consume deceit and illuminate truth. It will drive out fear and awaken faith. You will notice relationships shifting, opportunities rearranging, and certain doors closing suddenly. Do not panic, these are not losses, they are divine evacuations. God is pulling you away from places that cannot withstand the intensity of His fire. Even your dreams may change. You might feel a deeper boldness rising within you, a courage that doesn't come from ego but from purity. The fire inside you cannot coexist with smallness. It pushes you to expand, to step into territories you once feared, to speak when you once stayed silent. The flame is your signal. It means you have been chosen to carry illumination into dark spaces. The camp of the enemy represents not just people, but patterns, fear, shame, limitation, and self-doubt. Those forces are collapsing. The spiritual infrastructure that once supported your oppression is burning down. The ground beneath your feet is being purified so that when you plant again, the harvest will be holy. This is why you feel the heat. Even when things seem calm, it's not random discomfort, it's refinement. The Spirit is ensuring that every trace of compromise is consumed, every hidden insecurity confronted. By the time this fire settles, only truth will remain. Chosen one, do not fear the blaze around you. It is your defense. God Himself has become your firewall. You will walk through it and not be scorched, because the flames recognize you as His. The very element that destroys others will become your protection. You will emerge without the smell of smoke, clothed in light, stronger than ever before. So stand still and let it burn. The fire knows your name. It knows what to touch and what to preserve. When it finishes its work, you will see clearly that it was never against you, it was for you all along. Rise, chosen one, rise. Heaven has issued the command. No curse, no rumor, no shadow can hold down what God Himself has lifted. You have spent long seasons in valleys of waiting, valleys of warfare, valleys of wondering when your time would come. But now the Spirit declares, stand. The same ground that once trembled beneath your tears will now bear the weight of your victory. The chains that once restrained you have melted in the fire of transformation. It is time to rise, not slowly, not cautiously, but boldly. The world has seen your breaking. Now it will witness your becoming. You are not stepping out as the same person who entered the storm. You are stepping out refined, radiant, and renewed. The scars that once embarrassed you now shine as marks of endurance. They tell heaven's favorite story that pain did not win. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 11, verse 40. Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? And so it begins the ascent. This rising is not pride, it's prophecy. You are not climbing for recognition, but for revelation. Heaven raises you because someone must stand where others have fallen. Someone must carry the flame into places where hope has gone cold. You are that someone. You are the living proof that resurrection isn't just for tombs, it's for dreams, for purpose, for identity. When you rise, the air feels different. The heaviness that once clung to you falls away. Your perspective shifts. What used to intimidate you now feels small compared to the strength that burns inside you. The mountain that once looked impossible now looks like training. Every hardship was a rehearsal for this moment. But remember, rising is not only about you. When a single eagle spreads its wings, the wind beneath it shifts for others in the sky. Your elevation changes the atmosphere for those connected to you. Every time you choose courage over fear, you make it easier for someone else to do the same. Every time you speak life, a chain breaks somewhere you cannot see. This is why your voice matters. When you share your journey, you are not just telling your story. You are lighting torches in the hearts of others still walking through their night. So, if this word touches your spirit, like, share, and subscribe. Do it not for vanity, but for victory for the souls who need to hear what survival sounds like. Your action could be the lifeline someone prayed for. If your heart feels stirred to donate, let it be an act of gratitude. Think of it as planting a tree in a field that once felt barren. Every seed you sow into this ministry becomes fruit that will feed those still hungry for hope. You are not just giving. You are building altars of light across the earth. Your contribution, whether a word, a share, or a gift, is like releasing a dove into the sky. You may not see where it lands, but heaven does. God multiplies what leaves your hand when it's given from the heart. Nothing done in faith ever disappears. It becomes part of the divine echo of change. As you rise, your perspective will expand. You will see how the valleys you cursed were actually staircases. You will understand that the waiting was weight training, building the spiritual muscles you now use to climb. The loneliness you endured was never punishment, it was preparation. God had to pull you away from the noise to strengthen the voice inside you. The higher you rise, the quieter it becomes. Don't mistake that quiet for emptiness, it's sacred altitude. Few can breathe at the height where you are going. That's why not everyone who began with you will ascend with you. The view is beautiful, but it comes with thin air. You must travel light, no bitterness, no fear, no guilt, only grace. And when you stand at that summit, do not forget the ground that trained your feet. Honor the pain that built your endurance. Remember the prayers that carried you when you could not walk. Gratitude keeps you grounded, even in glory. If this message resonates, leave a comment below, share your reflection, your testimony, your yes. When you write, you declare publicly what heaven already sees privately. Your words may become the confirmation someone else is waiting for. Sometimes, a single comment can ignite faith in a heart about to give up. Chosen one, this is not just a season, it's a shift. You are not rising to escape the world, but to illuminate it. You are called to show what divine restoration looks like. The same God who lifted you from ashes is now calling you to scatter sparks across every life you touch. So rise with humility, with courage, with love. Rise until fear loses its voice. Rise until your name becomes synonymous with perseverance. Rise until your light blinds the darkness that once terrified you. This is your moment to stand, to shine, to soar. And as you do, let every action, every word, every act of generosity whisper the same truth: the chosen never stay buried. The prophetic turnaround has begun. Chosen one. The winds that once opposed you have shifted direction. What resisted you is now propelling you forward. You can feel it in the atmosphere, an invisible current, subtle yet undeniable, carrying you toward promises that once seemed distant. Everything is changing quietly, almost imperceptibly, like dawn breaking through the last shade of night. You are stepping into divine recompense, double for every pain, honor for every humiliation. There is a divine rhythm in restoration. It doesn't rush. It moves in perfect time, aligning what seemed scattered, redeeming what looked wasted. Every delay you endured, every disappointment you survived, was a seed planted in eternity. And now, the harvest of those hidden sacrifices is breaking through the soil of your life. As the ancient words recorded in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25, declare, I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. That is not just a poetic promise, it is a spiritual law. God owes nothing, yet he repays everything. Every loss, every heartbreak, every betrayal is being transformed into currency for your next chapter. The years you thought were wasted are returning to you, not as memories, but as miracles. But as you are entering the season of reversal. The rejection that once closed doors will now become the reason new ones open. The same people who dismissed you will be used by heaven to deliver blessings you didn't chase. This is divine irony, the way God takes the very thing meant to harm you and makes it the instrument of your promotion. It's not revenge, it's poetry written by the hand of justice. You will see it unfold subtly at first. Little alignments, unexpected messages, doors creaking open where you thought they were sealed shut forever. Suddenly, the weight you've carried feels lighter, the atmosphere clearer. The battles that once drained your energy will start resolving themselves without your effort. The turnaround is not coming, it's already here, moving silently beneath the surface of your reality. This turnaround is not only external, it's internal. The greatest transformation is happening within you. The insecurities that used to define your decisions are dissolving. The fear that once made you small is shrinking before the size of your faith. You no longer need to chase validation. You've realized that divine approval outweighs human applause. What once broke your heart now builds your backbone. You have learned how to live unshaken in a shaking world. Every no from your past was not rejection, but redirection. Heaven rerouted your steps because it knew where roads of convenience would lead you. Had you received what you begged for, you would have settled beneath your destiny. God's not yet was never denial, it was protection. Now, as the new season unfolds, you will see the divine pattern clearly. The pain was precision. The pauses were purpose. Every detour was actually the direct path. God was not late. He was laying foundations beneath your disappointment. You will begin to understand that nothing was wasted, not even the tears. The turnaround will also expose motives. Those who once pitied you will seek your presence. Those who misjudged your silence will now crave your wisdom. But you must walk carefully. Your elevation requires discernment. Not everyone who applauds your comeback deserves a front row seat to your next act. Forgive freely, but guard wisely. You are not rising to prove them wrong, you are rising to prove God right. The purpose of this turnaround is not to parade victory, but to demonstrate redemption. Your life itself will become a living prophecy that declares, God restores. People will look at you and see what divine justice looks like clothed in grace. The turnaround is also generational. What broke your lineage stops with you. The curses, the cycles, the fears that haunted your bloodline are being overturned. You will carry blessings your ancestors prayed for but never saw. You will stand where they fell, and your children, spiritual or physical, will inherit the stability you were denied. This is why the warfare was so intense. You are breaking patterns older than you. You are standing in the after. After tears. After betrayal. After waiting. And yet, it doesn't feel like revenge, it feels like peace. That's how you know the turnaround is holy. It doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you grateful. It humbles you to see how God writes beauty over ashes, order over chaos, promise over pain. Even your reflection in the mirror looks different. Not because your appearance has changed, but because your eyes have learned to recognize victory and survival. You have become light. You have become evidence that storms end, that faith works, that promises are real. This turnaround won't be loud. It will be steady. Like the slow blooming of dawn, it will grow brighter day by day. You won't need to announce it. The fruit will speak for itself. The people closest to you will start noticing your peace is stronger, your laughter freer, your presence warmer. These are the signs of someone who has seen God's justice and chosen gratitude over gloating. Chosen one. Walk softly but surely in this new season. Do not rush it. The turnaround will continue to unfold layer by layer. There will be moments of awe when you realize how completely God reversed what once seemed impossible. You'll stand in places that used to intimidate you and feel at home. You'll hold blessings that used to only exist in prayer and wonder how it all came together so seamlessly. This is the harvest of endurance, the payoff for every prayer you whispered through tears. You waited, you obeyed, you trusted, and heaven took note. Now, the season of recompense is not just promised, it is present. So step forward, quietly radiant. The storm has passed. The scales are balanced. The years have been restored. This is the prophetic turnaround, your divine redemption in full motion. Crowned for glory, untouchable forever. That is what you are now. Chosen one. The storms that once raged have settled, and in their silence, a new sound emerges, the quiet hum of peace. You have crossed through fire, betrayal, rejection, and loneliness, and yet you stand whole. Heaven has declared your season of suffering complete. Judgment has passed. The scroll has closed, and you walk forward crowned, free, and unstoppable. There is something sacred about endings. They are not always marked by trumpets or applause. Sometimes they are marked by stillness, by the sound of your own breath after years of fighting for air. You stand in that stillness now, and though the world around you has not yet caught up, your spirit knows that the war is over. What once pursued you no longer has permission to touch you. As the ancient words recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 11, remind us, hold on to what you have, so that no one will take your crown. That crown is not made of gold or jewels, it is made of endurance. Every time you wanted to give up but didn't, another piece of it was forged. Every time you forgave when it would have been easier to hate, another gem was added. Every time you trusted God while trembling, the crown grew brighter. It is not ornamental, it is spiritual authority. It says to heaven and to hell alike, this one belongs to me. You may not see the crown in the mirror, but creation recognizes it. The atmosphere responds to it. Darkness respects it. It is the evidence that you are no longer prey, but power. You are no longer a vessel of pain, but of purpose. You have crossed from victimhood into victory, from endurance into embodiment. This is the moment heaven had in mind when you were weeping on the floor, thinking you were forgotten. God was not ignoring you. He was forging this moment. He allowed the wait because he knew you would wear it as glory. You thought he was silent, but he was speaking to the fire, telling it exactly how hot it could burn before it had to let you go. Now, look around you. The scenery of your life has changed. The same places that once symbolized defeat are now testimonies of divine intervention. You see clearly how every delay was direction. Every heartbreak was holy surgery. Every loss was a lesson disguised as pain. What once seemed random now reveals precision. You are untouchable not because you are untouchable in flesh, but because you are anchored in spirit. The trials that once shook you now seem small compared to the stability you've gained. You have learned to move from reaction to revelation. The same voice that once cried out, "Why me?" now whispers, "Thank you." Lord, that shift is not small, it is everything. Being crowned means you have transitioned from seeking proof of worth to walking in it. You no longer chase validation, you embody it. You no longer fear storms, you carry the calm of the one who commands them. The authority resting upon you now isn't loud, it's steady. It doesn't need to prove itself, it simply is. You are a vessel of glory, carrying light that terrifies darkness. Wherever you go, peace follows. You've become the answered prayer of your past self. The person who once prayed for strength now walks in power. The one who prayed for clarity now walks in wisdom. You are the fulfillment of your own intercession. This crown also comes with clarity. You no longer see people or situations through the eyes of pain. You see through purpose. You understand that some were sent to teach, others to test, and a few to travel with you into eternity. You forgive them all not because they deserve it, but because freedom demands it. The final act of this journey is release. Let go of the old narrative, the one that said you were broken, forgotten, or unworthy. That story is outdated, and heaven has already rewritten it. You are no longer surviving, you are reigning. You are no longer fighting, you are flourishing. When you walk now, walk lightly. Your steps are sacred, your presence prophetic. You carry heaven's fragrance wherever you go. And though new challenges will come, they will meet a different version of you, one who has seen the fire and learned that it cannot consume what God has crowned. Crowned for glory, untouchable forever. This is not the end of your story, but the beginning of your reign. You walk into tomorrow not as one trying to prove worth, but as one who is worth proven. The seal of heaven rests upon your head, and no force on earth or in hell can remove it. Beloved chosen one, you've walked the entire journey through the fire, through the silence, through the storms, and now you stand in light. This is not simply an ending, it's the beginning of your next divine chapter. Heaven has confirmed your crown, your purpose, and your place. You are living proof that what was meant to destroy you became the birthplace of your destiny. If this message has stirred something deep within your spirit, like, share, and subscribe so that others can find their way to the same light. Every time you share this word, you become a messenger of hope, an echo of God's voice reaching someone who might be where you once were. You're not just spreading content, you're spreading restoration. And I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share what part of this journey spoke most to your soul. Your words may be the confirmation someone else is praying for tonight. Sometimes the most powerful ministry happens not in pulpits, but in the quiet courage of a testimony written beneath a message like this. You've become part of a family of chosen ones rising across the earth, souls who refuse to surrender, who carry faith like fire, who light the night for others. As you go forward, remember you are not walking alone. Every amen, every yes, Lord, every shared word joins into a chorus that heaven can hear. The story doesn't end here, it multiplies. Let your voice be part of the continuation. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let the ripples of this revelation move beyond this page and into hearts still searching for hope. You've risen, chosen one, and the world will never be the same because of it.